Israeli air power reigns over Iran, but needs U.S. for deeper impact. Israel's command of Iranian airspace leaves few obstacles in the way of its expanding bombardment, though it will struggle to deal a knockout blow to deeply buried nuclear sites without the U.S. joining in the attack, experts say. While Iran has responded with deadly missile strikes on Israeli cities, Israel has shown its military and intelligence preeminence as its warplanes have crisscrossed the Middle East, hitting Iranian nuclear installations, missile stockpiles, scientists, and generals, among other targets. On Monday, several Israeli officials declared the establishment of air superiority over Iran. The military likened its control of Iranian skies to its command of the airspace over the arenas of conflict with Iran-aligned enemies, such as over Gaza and Lebanon, where Israel continues to bomb at will. Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu said on Monday Israel's control of Iranian airspace was a game changer. National Security Advisor Tsachi Hanagbi said pilots could operate against countless more targets over Tehran thanks to the destruction of dozens and dozens of air defense batteries. But even as Israeli officials laud the damage done so far, some publicly acknowledge Israel won't be able to completely knock out Iran's nuclear program unless the U.S. joins the campaign with strategic bombers that can drop ordnance with the potential to penetrate sites buried deep underground. Krieg said even the heaviest U.S. bunker-busting bombs might struggle to penetrate Iran's deepest sites in the event President Donald Trump decides to join the attack, suggesting special commando-style forces might be needed on the ground. Yeah, that would make sense. I would imagine with these bunker busters, even those are only able to penetrate so deep. And I mean, if these nuclear facilities are way up in the mountains, they could have that stuff so deep down in there that there's no way a bomb could ever hope to penetrate all the way down. But the thing is, with these like super deep, complex bunker-type facilities, you don't need to destroy the whole thing, right? If you manage to collapse, say it's 5 stories deep, and you manage to collapse the first 2 stories, it would be almost impossible for them to get down, or at least very, very difficult for them to get down to the further down stories where I would imagine they hold the more important, expensive equipment. And so you don't need to completely destroy the whole thing. You just need to. And so to the extent that that wouldn't completely destroy it, I guess what they're saying is you'd need to send in boots on the ground or something more to go in there and take out the rest of the equipment, and that the bombs are only going to be able to do so much. Nevertheless, Israel can act with impunity now, and they can do that in the way they did in Lebanon. Israel launched its campaign on Friday, saying Tehran was on the verge of building a nuclear bomb, something Iran has always denied seeking from its uranium enrichment program. While that totally makes sense. Yeah, in 2023, you were just going to 83.9% enrichment just for giggles. Just for giggles. You know, there's no other reason. It's just really funny. A senior Western defense source said Israeli warplanes had been refueling over Syria, a bastion of Iranian influence until Bashar al-Assad was toppled in December. Israel is now operating over Syria with near total freedom, the source said. Israel's assault bears echoes of last year's devastating offensive against Hezbollah in Lebanon, during which Israel wiped out the Tehran-aligned group's top command, including its leader Hassan Nasrallah, within the first days. Netanyahu on Monday did not rule out targeting Khamenei, saying doing so would end the conflict. How would it end the conflict? Wouldn't a new person just, take his place? A regional intelligence source said Israel had built a truly surprising network of agents in Tehran, likening the targeted killings of top officials to the blows directed at Hezbollah's leadership. The source said Israel's ability to penetrate Tehran from the inside had been astonishing. Okay, so this is what they were referring to, I guess. Maybe in part what that guy was referring to, we're going to have some operation that's going to make the pager thing look simple. Maybe it's just this super complex network of spies and double agents and whatnot within Iran and Tehran. That'd be pretty impressive if that was what they were referring to. Justin Bronk, a senior research fellow at the RUSI think tank in London, said Iran has few technical answers to the combination of Israeli F-35 aircraft capable of waging electronic warfare against its anti-aircraft systems, supported by F-16s and F-15s carrying precision-guided ballistic missiles. Though Israel was long assessed to have the upper hand, the speed, scale, and effectiveness of its strikes, particularly against top Iranian generals, caught many off guard, said Barin Kayuglu, a Turkish defense analyst. Iran's military appeared to have been sleeping at the wheel, he said. However, he cited challenges for Israel, saying its force could find it difficult to maintain the current tempo of its operations because of the need to replenish ammunition stocks and maintain warplanes. Iranian air defenses were damaged by Israeli strikes during exchanges of fire last year, Israeli officials said then. As last week's attack began, Israel said Mossad commandos on the ground in Iran destroyed more of Iran's anti-aircraft systems. Despite Israeli air supremacy, Israeli officials have acknowledged that Iran's nuclear program cannot be disabled entirely by Israel's military, emphasizing goals that fall short of its total destruction. If after the conflict ends, Iran retains a residual uranium enrichment capability, but not the people and facilities to do anything of concern with it, then this would be a major achievement, added the official. Trump has repeatedly said Iran could end the war by agreeing to tough restrictions on its enrichment program. The Iran nuclear deal. Sorry, gotta get the Iran nuclear deal out of my throat. Yeah, I think they have cough drops for those. So yeah, basically this aligns with my understanding that a lot of the equipment, especially these deep hitting bunker buster bombs, are what's necessary for Israel to fully upend, fully destroy Iran's ability to create a nuclear weapon, and that probably is not possible without direct U.S. support, both in the forms of providing ordnance, support logistics, as well as U.S. ordnance and boots on the ground and whatnot.